My name is Pandya Khushi. In this video, we will discuss about different types of receiver. So there are many types of receiver, but here we will only discuss about TRF and superheterodyne receiver. So first we will see that types. Then after the two type of receiver. After that, the block diagram and working of that receiver circuits. And at last, where does those receiver circuit is being useful, and its and references. So let us begin. So what are the types of receiver? So as we can say that there are radio receivers, then in radio receiver, AM receiver, FM receiver are mostly used, but before that, in old days, people were using TRF receiver, means tuned radio receiver, and the second one is a superheterodyne receiver. So first we will see that what is TRF receiver and how it is working. So this is the block diagram of TRF receiver. First is that antenna, and there may be one or two or three RF amplifier, radio frequency amplifier, then after detector, and then again amplifier. Why? Because the first antenna will receive some frequencies from environment, and those frequency will pass through first stage, second stage, or third stage from RF amplifier, and that all frequency will tune together, and from that whatever frequency is useful for the receiver side, or what frequency we want, that will detect by detector or demodulate from all other frequency. As we know, antenna will not receive only one frequency from environment, so detector will allow only one frequency or nearby value of those frequency from this. So that will allow some frequencies to pass, and that frequency will come to audio amplifier, because in between some noise can be affect those signal, so the power of that signal can be weaker than original one, so it need to amplify. So for first first audio amplifier will amplify it, then after it amplifies power, signals power will amplify, and after amplifying those signal, that we will connect that frequency to our loudspeaker or the receiver side from where we want to listen that frequency or that voice or a music. So this is how receiver circuit working, and this some parts is having in this circuit. So we can say drawback of TRF receiver, it's that it only allows low frequencies to pass. If we want to pass high frequency, like megahertz or gigahertz frequency, so it will not work properly. So for that, we are using superheterodyne receiver. And also the bandwidth variation in TRF receiver is also happen, as I told that it only allows low frequencies to pass. So for that, superheterodyne receiver is useful. So let's see that. So this is block diagram of superheterodyne receiver. How it differ from previous one? That we are using local oscillator, mixture, and IF amplifier in this. What is local oscillator? Uh, by using the local oscillator, we can tune a frequency our of our choice. Then what mixture is do that it allows to pass only some part of frequencies, and IF amplifier means intermediate frequency amplifier. So how it works that first antenna will receive some sort of some amount of frequency, then radio frequency amplifier will allow to pass those frequencies that known as FS. And in mixture, we are getting mainly four types of frequency. Like frequency from the local oscillator, we can denote as F0. So F0 minus Fs, F0 plus Fs, or 2F0 or twice of Fs. These type of frequencies can be passed from the mixture. So first antenna will receive some frequency, then RF amplifier allow only some frequency, and mixture will allow to pass less number of that frequency. So the number of frequencies are decreasing after every level. And after that, IF amplifier, it allows only it allows that frequency which whose value is IF amplifier contains mixed fixed amplitude or fixed frequency. It only allows to pass that frequency which we want to listen. So from this combination, F0 minus Fs, F0 plus Fs, Fs minus F0, and many more. The value of that frequency which only we need, IF amplifier allows only that frequency. After that, this frequency will detect by detector and demodulate if there is any noise in this signal. So it will removed from the detector stage, and after that signal will amplify from the power amplifier and audio amplifier, and that amplified signal we can listen through the loudspeaker. So this is how a super heterodyne receiver works, and from this we can also deal with high value of frequencies, because from the mixture we can only pass some values, and from local oscillator we are able to generate frequencies by our choice. So from that, as a frequency receiver wants to listen, we can easily generate that. So super heterodyne is more better than TRF. So nowadays super heterodyne circuit is used, and yes, this is how bandwidth frequency bandwidth is dealing with. S1 and S2 are the frequency which are coming from the antenna. This red value is bandwidth of RF amplifier. This LO means the frequency of local oscillator. And this image is, we can say this is image frequency, which is not useful for receiver to listen. So this will cut off or removed from the mixture circuit, and only this part is allowed to the mixture output. And after that, IF amplifier having this much bandwidth. So this S1 signal will be, we can able to listen at the output side. So this is how a bandwidth circuit receives with bandwidth. And this superheterodyne receiver is applicable in amplitude AM receiver, FM receiver, in communication, in televisions. This receiver is useful. And important properties to make the proper receiver circuit, that it has to be proper sensitive. Sensitive means that it RF amplifier at RF stage, so only some amount of frequency has to be passed. If there can be change of some kilohertz or some hertz only, so in all after the levels, it can be affect on the output. So the circuit has to be sensitive. Then after selectivity, as we know that local oscillator, from that part user can control, or user can give the frequency by their choice. So we have to select the frequency according to that f0 minus fs is the proper value of frequency as we want. After that, faithfulness. From the power amplifier or from RF amplifier, signal should be proper amplified at only one level. One level means there should not be some ups and downs on the level, on the frequencies, on the bandwidth. So it has to be proper amplified. And after that, S by N ratio, signal per noise ratio. Power amplifier deal with this signal per noise ratio. So if there is some noise in the signal, so by using S by N ratio, we have to minimize this ratio and have to proper amplify that signal to listen the proper voice or the proper audio. So these are the properties which we have to keep in mind. We have to keep in our mind to make this receiver circuit. And these are the references about my site. Thank you.